Yo, what up guys? Bear here, welcome back to the channel. I've been showing heaps and heaps and heaps of tournament replays and that kind of thing, and I thought, just as a change, I would kind of show you guys a match which I'm playing. So that's right, Bear's going to be pulling off the gloves, and I'm going to be jumping into a game with some pretty nice players here. We've got LordMaur, who's going to be commanding Carthage. And we've also got Griffy from the Bard clan commanding the Seleucids. And my teammate here, he was actually a very good player, Talon Caesar, playing as Athens, and I'm also playing as Athens as well. Bear, aka AVA Bearcav. Now, let's go through the builds very quickly. I'm just going to put it into slow motion. This was a very close battle. I won't tell you who wins in the end, but it turned out to be, you know, only within a couple of different units left in the field. So we've got Eastern Slingers at the front. From Griffy, we've got 3 Levy Pikemen. We do have a Hillman, 2 Thorax Swordsmen, Median Cav, Camel Archer, and what really caught my eye was this Royal Peltas. So very interesting to see whenever these guys are built. So very powerful unit out in the flank here. He's also got a side chariot up the back. So 1 or 2 very powerful units brought from Griffy straight off the bat. We'll see if he can make them useful. He's also got 2 Thorax Swordsmen on this side. No meat shielding units. Notice that. We've got Camel Archers, Median Cav, and a Shield Bearer General. So he elected to go for a Shield Bearer Gen instead of a Royal Peltas Gen, which I thought was probably a good idea. Now, from LordMaur, the Master Skirmisher himself, we do have 2 Balearic Slingers up the front, a Libyan Javelinman out in the flank, Iberian Swords up the front as meat shields, I'm guessing. He's got plenty of late Carthaginian Hoplites, 1, 2, 3, looks like 3. Samnites, Nobles, Gallics, Gallic, and Samnite. So only one noble. But plenty of swords there up the back. He's also got Scutari, so 1, 2 Scutari, and a mercenary noble Cav. Interesting to see this unit on the field, brought from LordMaur. We'll see if he can use it to good effect. This is not blade balance, this is just vanilla, so we'll see if they can actually be of some use in this battle here. So for Talon Caesar, we've got 3 Rhodian Slingers up the front. We got 3 Spears out this side. We got 4 of them. Wow. 2 Hippeus Lancers. We got 2 Citizen Cav as well. We've also got Thorax Hoplites for days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a Pikeman at the back alongside a Militia Hoplite. So for my build over here, I've got a Javelin, 2 of them. What I was actually hoping to do is if he had Thorax Swordsman, I would just use these guys as meat shields. So just leave them at the front of my lines and actually let them be charged to soak up the charge of the enemy and then engage my Hoplites. But sure enough, he had a couple of units that would be very, susceptible to Javelin. So I thought I'd pull them back and hold on to them. So the Libyan Javelinman, I'm going to pull them back at any point because he's bringing his side chariot over to this side, which is probably a good idea, using them against the other Athenian player there. So I can also use the Javelin against the Camel Archers. I can also use these Javelinmen against the Royal Peltas and the Levy Pikemen. So very happy that I brought them. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make sure that I can overpower this flank over here. I'm pretty confident I can win. I have all the tools. I've got a mercenary Cretan Archer creeping up here. Did I go through the rest of my army? No. Okay, so 2 Libyan Javelinmen, 2 Hippeus Lancers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Thorax Hoplites, 1 Picked Hoplite hidden up the back there, 3 Slingers up the front. We've got on this wing over here a Mercenary Cretan, hoping to get some good angles with that guy, 2 Militia Hoplites, 2 Thracian Warriors, and 2 Citizen Cav. So, hoping to wing the Cav engagements. He's only got 1 Median Cav, which has worked out quite well for me. So I'm hoping that I can win out that flank pretty easily. So the side chariots have come in and they've started to wreck a couple of players, a couple of units. LordMaur is just jumping in here. He's actually got some pretty good charges applied. Over here, he's probably not going to fare so well with all these Thorea Spears and Hippeus Lancers about the place. These noble fighters are just going to absolutely chew through those Thorax Hoplites. There hasn't been an engagement on my part. I have started to fire into this Camel Archer with one of my slingers, and it looks like the Median Cavalry is going to come after my slingers. So I pulled across a Javelinman, and I'm just going to start firing that unit and just hold with my Thorax Hoplite. So just kind of watching what happens out in this flank. I'm edging closer on this flank here. But what I was hoping to do is delay the engagement. See if I can, take some good shots. I'm getting my Cretan Archers just firing to this Royal Peltas. I know they don't have the best missile block chance. They do have 80 armor, however. So whatever, you know, HP damage I can do on that unit, then I'm still happy with that. So what I've done is I've brought a Hippeus Lancer all the way around the edge here. I'm going to position it in a good place to get some rear charges on these units. I like to play wide. Ooh, hey, we got an engagement over here. So these Libyan Javelinmen, getting some shots into the Median Cav as my Thorax Hoplites took the charge. I did kill a couple of these Median Cav before it actually took the charge, so I'm okay with this. I mean, it was a little bit of a pull through, but it's alright, it's fine. This Javelinman only costs a little bit of money. I'm getting a Slinger kind of torn up by these Eastern Slingers as well. I know that I'm not going to be able to hold out in the center, especially against those Eastern Slingers, because my Slingers are rubbish compared to those guys. So at some point, I'm going to have to either pull back or win the engagement very quickly. So over here, I've got a nice charge with the Thracian Warriors on the Hillman. Going to shred them pretty easily. I'm trying to organize myself here and give them a bit of a confusing thing to look at. Hippeus get a very nice charge in here, and I got the Thracian Warriors in as well. So that really worked out in my favor. I've actually pulled across my Citizen Cav to get into these Median Cav. So it doesn't look like it at the moment, but they're over here attacking this guy, this Median Cav here. The Hippeus Lancers, I'm going to pull them out fairly soon. I'm still firing on this Royal Peltas with my Cretan Archers, and he's content to leave them back here and just fire into the back of his own men. Got my Thorax Hoplites into these Thorax Swords after the Thracian Warriors get a charge. They're double XP Chevron here, 118 kills, doing fairly well. I see a gap here, I'm going to take it with my Citizen Cav. I have met these Thorax Swords with my picked Hoplites, they're going to hold out pretty well. Over here, I'm getting my Hippeus Lancers into the back of these mercenary Scutari. I saw that he was in danger. My teammate's rear was being attacked, so I thought I'd lend a hand. But it looks like the Astoria Spears in square. They're getting some pretty good shots, finishing off some pretty important units. But they are all going to get mopped up by those Noble Fighters alone, so we'll see how that goes. Managed to win out this engagement over here. He is getting some pretty nice charges in here. This Shield Bearer is going to get a nice charge. I'm going to get a Thorax Hoplite into them. And I'm going to pull back my Javelinmen, and I think I'm just going to start firing on this little blob of units. So my Javelinmen were absolutely crucial to this battle. Over here we do get a nice engagement. I've got my Militian Hoplites into the Median Cav, and I'm wrapping around my Hippeus Lancers. He did commit his... Did he? No, so he did commit his Royal Peltas, but that enabled me to just kind of pull back and get a nice charge with these Militia Hoplites. I just want to hold him up. I want to keep this guy, this Royal Peltas, busy while I take apart the rest of his army. So I have disengaged with my Citizen Cav, which is great. I've left my Militia Hoplites in there, and I'm going to get a counter charge with these Hippeus Lancers at some point. Worked out quite well. I'm going to be able to destroy them, and I'm going to take my Citizen Cav around here and get my Militia Hoplite into that engagement as well. What I want to do is get a nice charge on these Royal Peltas. They don't like being charged from Cav, so I'm hoping to get that engagement going. We've got a Citizen Cav ripping apart a couple of different units, destroyed a Camel Archer, and an Eastern Slinger. Now check this out, Numidian Noble Cav in combat with Citizen Cav. This is how shit these guys are. These guys were up 58, so they were pretty healthy, and we'll see how that goes over time, but that was relatively left alone, that engagement there. So my opponent here is going to use his pikes pretty well. He's been able to push me, which is probably not good for me. I should really be pulling away from this. These slingers are getting torn apart. I'm trying to get shots into the back of these Levy pikemen because this is not good. Getting my Thorax Hoplites poked in the back by those Levy pikemen. Do get a charge on this mercenary Scutari. He is on frenzy charge, however, which is really annoying. LordMaur knows about the unbreakable morale of a frenzy charge unit. So I managed to get another Javelin off with my Javelinman, but I'm going to have to bring my Thorax Hoplites in to deal with that one last unit. But it looks like I was able to cleanse myself of this fucking Scutari Cav. I'm going to turn around my units and take some shots into these General's Bodyguard. I'm going to have to bring my Hoplites over and reinforce. I did get a nice charge into the back of these Royal Peltas, and the Militia Hoplites were able to kill them off. So it's all working out for me so far. I've finished off the Seleucid player, and I'm just moving over to try and deal with LordMaur. And check that out, the Numidian Noble Cav just winning it out clean over my Shitters Cav. So they definitely have earned the name Shitters Cav. I guess people don't just call them that for nothing. Well, now I do know. If anything else, I do know now that that's why. So getting some really cool shots in here on the back of these Sandite Warriors. I want to make sure I can keep the rear of these Thorax Hoplites relatively free. So I'm going to focus fire with all my Javelinmen and Slingers and stuff like that. And we're going to take that unit out of the fight fairly quickly. I feel like what he should be doing really is trying to just ward off my skirmishes, because I'm having an absolute field day on that little blob of units there. So you're going to get a really nice charge with my Thorax Hoplites on these late Carthaginian Hoplites. I'm going to be able to shred them fairly quickly, 113 men. Now I'm going to be focus firing in on whatever's in this big clump of units. This is so juicy. I love this. Man, we are shredding a Sam Knight. We're getting lots of kills on those Thorax Swordsmen. And these Levy Pikemen have nothing to answer me with. I could see his General and Bodyguard around here, so I'm going to defend with my Citizen Cav. At some point, I'm going to bring them around and get a rear charge. These Mercenary Sam Knight Warriors take a... Oh no, I got my Thracian Warriors into the back of these Levy Pikemen. That was probably like the wrong thing to do, but I was able to block the charge of both of these units with my Thorax Hoplites. So these guys are going to have a nice time just hacking into those Levy Pikemen. But it looks like LordMaur's Balearic Slingers are going to get some very nice shots in here. Very crucial. Kill off that Thracian Warrior before they can do too much work on me. Already going to be able to chew through this late Carthaginian Hoplite. But as we said before, LordMaur, King of Skirmish, King of Kiting, he's got a lot of units left. Oh wait, no, those are... So 2 Eastern Slingers left for Griffy, and LordMaur has 1 Balearic Slinger. No, 2 Balearic Slings and a Javelin. Now, we do have 1 late Carthaginian Hoplite over here, and 3 Thraea Spears. Can you believe that? Man, my teammate didn't actually realize he had 3 of those units, so I really needed them over here to help me out in this last engagement. It would have really helped out in the end of this battle. So I got a recharge with the Citizen Cav, and I'm going to get a nice charge in here on these late Carthaginian Hoplites. So I can see myself winning out most engagements here. I'm getting some very nice shots into the back of this shield bearer with all of my slinger units. You can just see the amount of fire that's pouring in here, and they're just going down, but it's taking a long time to get rid of them, which is annoying to say the least. Down to 93 men, 92. Now I'm gonna intercept with these Thorax Hoplites. To be honest, he probably should have gone for the back of these Thorax Hoplites, but I mean, like Carthaginian Hoplites, they can't really expect to kill much in any engagement, really. Look at these guys, Numidian Noble Cav, LordMaur just being absolutely ruthless with these guys. They're going to be able to get a very nice charge into these Militia Hoplites. These Cretans are out of ammo, so he's going to change targets, which actually worked out really well for me. I was able to get into combat without being charged. So I'm going to pull down a couple of those units. I'm going to pull back my Hippeus Lancers and try and get into this engagement. But the skirmishes of my opponents are starting to tell in the rest of this battle. Again, I get a really nice rear charge with these Citizen Cav, and I think I'm probably just going to go for these skirmishes. No, I'm not. I'm going to get a nice charge into these Noble Fighters, which is crucial because I needed to stop them getting the charge against my Thorax Hoplite here. 77 men against 56. In a normal engagement, I wouldn't be able to win this. But thankfully, I was able to get those Citizen Cav right into those guys, knock them down, and come through here and get into these Balearic Slingers. So, one of them, I think Griffy's going to pull across his Levy Pikeman to the rescue, and it's going to ward off my Citizen Cav here. But I'm just struggling to get kills with that unit. I can't really expect to get a whole lot done with that unit. A lot of my units are out of ammo. This guy's out of ammo, so I'm going to send him in. And luckily, I was able to get this Slinger out of here, which only had a tiny little bit of ammo. And look at this fucking shield bearer. He's still alive. 55 men still going, even though I've been firing into the back of him for the past 20 years or whatever. Jesus. This Slinger over here is getting some very nice shots also. Now, I didn't realize at the start this was a friggin' Noble Fighter either. 30 men left, and they're chewing through a lot of my Thorax Hoplites. Eventually, I'm going to be able to win this because I've got second wind and battle rhythm. And it's at this point that my teammate was like, holy shit, I've got a couple of these units left. I'm going to bring them over. So we got 3 Thraea Spears inbound, hoping to help me out here. I do manage to finish off a Noble Fighter, so very impressive stuff from those Thorax Hoplites. But fucking these Shield Bearers still gone and still chewing through a lot of my Thorax Hoplites. Very unfortunate for me. And LordMaur, just through sheer persistence, is able to get through here with his General's Bodyguard and these Numidian Noble Cav. Look how many kills they've got. 225. Amazing stuff there. Incredible to see. These slingers are out of ammo now, so I'm just going to try and keep these guys occupied, keep them away from the back of my units, especially this Thorax Hoplite. So I can win all of these engagements, but I just need a little bit of time. And time is not what I have because I have these General Bodyguard, you know, just bearing down on me, getting a really nice rear charge there, just throwing around their heavy mass. Though these Thorax Hoplites are very heavy, they are in Hoplite Wall, so they're going to be able to hold out for a while at least. I've only got 54, and these late Carthaginian Hoplites do have, 84 at this point. So my Thorax Hoplites over here finished off one of his units, so I'm going to bring them into the back of, I can't remember, I think I go for the back of this engagement. But yeah, the morale's starting to fail on a lot of these units. These slingers are out of ammo, so I'm just going to keep a lot of different units busy out the back there. But it just looks like at this point that we don't have enough manpower to cover our bases. A very nice attack here. Threya Spears getting into those shield bearers. It was able to hold them off, which was awesome. I'm going to get a nice charge into these late Carthaginian Hoplites. I'm going to take my unit out of shield wall and try and get another rear charge in here. But these late Carthaginian Hoplites just lasting for ages. I know that these Thorax Hoplites have some pretty decent killing potential, but it's just not quick enough to deal with other Hoplites there. Numidian Noble Cav getting a really nice rear charge into these Thorax Hoplite General. Again, just proving their worth. These guys are only medium missile cav, but they're still just being an absolute nuisance, an absolute thorn in my side. Down to 41 men, down to 33. These are Threya Spears doing a great job against the shield bearers and Eastern Slingers. Now, at this point, I was like, oh man, I'm going to fail. I'm going to start to fail. Only 33 men left. These Numidian Noble Cav are going to start hacking me down. They have 72... Can you fucking believe that? 75 melee attack. Hang on. What the hell is going on? Is that normal? Surely that's not normal. 75 melee attack. And 36 weapon damage. What the hell, man? Charge bonus of 30. That's hectic. I didn't realize they were that good. Or are they that good? Should I call hacks? I don't think I should call hacks. I don't think I'm the kind of player to usually do that kind of thing. Anyway, these Thorax Hoplites into Hoplite War, gonna start finishing off a couple of units, but I don't think I can hold on for a little bit longer, especially with a general bodyguard getting a nice charge in here as well. So it's all over. Red Rover. Oh man, what a battle. Talon, Caesar, and Bear Cav do not live to play another game. We did have a game before this, in which one of the players had brought Athens, we had brought Massilia, and we trounced them pretty hard. And they were like, "Oh man, like I hate playing as Athens. It's really shitty." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, let's play two Athens armies, and we'll see what happens." I know Athens are pretty hard to play as. They don't have like the best units or whatever, or the best cav. I don't know, but they do have some pretty decent infantry. Like these Thorax Hoplites are awesome to bring into the fight. The Pick Hoplite is doing a great job as well. And the skirmishers are really where it's at when you're playing as Athens. They have access to Rhodians, they have access to Cretans, they have, you know, all the great skirmisher units under the sun, and Thracian warriors as well. So not terrible as a faction. So Talon Caesar getting his citizen cav. I don't think they had much of an effect in the battle. The Hippeus Lancers doing pretty well out in the flank there. Those Thorax Hoplites, I guess they mustn't have got the best charge in the mainline engagement because they didn't get too many kills. The pikemen though, getting 55. That's very surprising to see 55 kills coming through there. Threya Spears getting a good amount of kills, probably on a lot of the cav of LordMaur there. Holy fucking shit! Single XP Chevron. We get a silver, 334 kills. That's so ridiculous, man. I cannot believe that's got a charge bonus of 30 and melee attack of 75. Can someone let me know if that's right? Because that's ridiculous. If that's right, man, I should be taking these guys all the time. That's incredible. How did I go? Bear Cav. So general, 240 kills. That's pretty intense. A lot of my Thorax Hoplites got the right charges. They got the right engagements, which is hectic. Couple of XP chevrons on those. Double XP chevrons on the Thracian warriors. 187 and 105 kills there. It's pretty good. I actually think I put those on before the match, so yeah, probably not that great. Militia Hoplites getting a lot of kills on the enemy calves, surprisingly. And the Slingers doing a great job. Holy fuck, 119 kills, 107, 71. And these units cost like fucking 270 talons or some shit like that. They all got single XP chevrons. Luckily, I was able to have the time to just get the right engagements, that kind of thing. Citizen Cav, getting into enemy skirmishes, getting to enemy Cav, just getting a lot of kills all overall. Hippeus Lancers doing a great job as well. And the Javelinmen just being absolute nuisance. And the Cretan being a very good counter to the enemy, what was it? I think it was the enemy Camel Archers and also the Royal Peltas General. That said, I was firing at it for pretty much half the game, and it still managed to get 118 kills. That just shows how dangerous these guys are out in the flanks. Big surprise, 307 kills on the Shield Bearer General of the Seleucids. I guess that was where they had a nice engagement in the center there at the end, because I just couldn't deal with it. I didn't have the killing power to bring them down from the rear, even with 3 slingers bearing down on them. Like, pretty solid effort from that unit. Median Cav not doing too well on the flank. They were unsupported. Side chariots I'm really surprised they didn't get more kills out against Talon Caesar, but 160 is nothing to sneeze at, I suppose. Getting a single XP Chevron, the Eastern Slingers didn't get enough time to take me out, really. I was able to get Citizen Cav into the back there pretty handily. Levy Pikeman holding up pretty well in the center. Hillman, yep. Royal Peltas getting lots of kills, and the Thorax Swordsman getting outdone by the Thorax Hoplites there on the flanks. LordMaur, man, he did a great job with his Numidian Noble Cav. I was very surprised. The General Bodyguard even he was just able to bide his time and get into the right engagements, make sure he could take out my slingers and that kind of thing. The Balearics, holy shitballs, double XP Chevron, 224 kills, 110 the other, single XP Chevron, crazy stuff, awesome amount of kills. Late Carthaginian Hoplites, used them all correctly, a lot of kills coming through on all of them, almost 100 on every single one. Gallic Warriors, they aren't Celtics, they didn't do as good. I guess he was probably using them as meat shields maybe. And the Iberian Swords also doing a pretty good job. I guess they were probably just throwing jabs at single units, that kind of thing. And the Noble Fighters being the rogue agents, 147 kills, almost managed to finish off my general there at the end. And the Senate Warriors also doing a beastly job there at just holding down. I guess they were probably fighting. What were they fighting? Talon Caesars, they were probably fighting, Thrair Spears or Thorax Hoplites out there. So single XP Chevron on both of those guys. Anyway, thanks so much for the games, guys. Very, very nice to be playing in 2v2s, especially with all these players. And hopefully we will be back with some games like this. Been a pleasure. This is Juju Bear signing out. Peace.